Alright, excited. So, welcome to Chapter 9 review. Do you know what episode this is? Let's check it. Episode 10, Chapter 9 review of the Boruto podcast. I would like to thank everyone who came. We have Nara, Drifting, Watch Boruto, and shout out to the guests listening. Sosuke Izin and Midori. They're in the chat right now. So welcome to Chapter 9 review. So the next chapter comes out in about like a week.
That's 9 days, right?
Yeah, a little bit longer than a week. The next chapter comes out, chapter 10, which I'm hoping has Momoshiki on the cover or something. But we're all here to talk about the chapter 9 that came out. So this one's called Nine Tails, and it has Ino-chin, Chocho, and Chikadai on the cover. This chapter, I'm not gonna lie, they really show how like good of a team they are. They outsmarted Jura and the Shinju Beasts. Like,
Yeah, they definitely. This is like the second time that they used teamwork against like a intruder for the village in the manga, and like, my gosh, they worked really fast. They worked really fast.
yeah.
They worked really
I
well
don't know.
together.
Yeah, the way Shikadai reacted to that tree coming from the ground, like he doesn't even know like Jura's abilities. So like for him to see that coming from the ground and be able to react like that and
The
save
teamwork
Himawari.
is like really good. Like I feel like that's one of the reasons why they were able to protect Himawari, but
What do you guys think would have happened if Himawari was not saved? Like,
He would have eaten
I
her.
feel like
Straight
I
up.
don't know. I feel like some
He would just eat her.
bad shit would happen. Like
what do
feel
you
like
guys
Boruto.
think?
I get really mad.
Do you guys think that's what Jura means by eating, devouring? Like he literally
Like straight up
engulfs you to a
cannibalism.
tree?
Cannibalism, in a sense.
think-
yeah.
Or
Maybe
do you
like
think he's just gonna like literally open his mouth and like stick her in there like a snake, like Orochimaru would do? Like, what do you guys think?
no, I think it's more like he's gonna get a tree to like take her chakra and stuff.
Okay, so you think that was him devouring her like right there?
Yeah, because I feel like Jura uses a lot of metaphors or something like that. So I don't think he'd actually like devour her.
So I wonder if like the tree was completed, would it be dangerous to pull them out? Like, why isn't anyone trying to pull out
I think it's because
those who are?
I don't think they can. Like I feel like it's too strong for them
It's
to pull it out. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it's a divine tree, right? So
that's
technically.
true. You got a point. Like, but they get like not even like Tsunade or Sakura could try.
Who knows? I feel like we need to see that, but like we didn't even see them. And plus, I think in chapter 2, right? Sarada did try, but she wasn't able to. So I feel like
Oh yeah, Sarada.
it just wouldn't make
Yeah, Sarada's a valid explanation.
Bro, Sarada and Sumire pulled up like at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
They
another
were
thing
late.
that's gonna happen like next chapter is Sarada's probably gonna bump into Hidari.
Oh,
That's like something I'm actually really excited for. Like, I really want to
probably
see.
gonna happen.
'Cause I feel like what I really want next chapter is either Momoshiki like appearing again or like Sarada's Mangekyo Sharingan. Like see that and like her abilities for that, that would be like set. I would be like, let's go.
That would be so cool. Like, imagine she pulls up, Hidari's just chilling with his hands in his pocket, like he's doing right now. And
Do you think
like,
if the Shinju dies, so if Hidari dies, would Sasuke come back?
that's a good question.
Like the tree would just like die off of him when he gets out?
Yeah.
Usually we would like expect something like that, but like, what if it was like if you killed the Shinju, you killed the people connected to the tree? I feel like it's a bit dark though. I don't think Boruto would do that.
Yeah, they have
That's
to
true,
kill.
yeah.
If Hidari dies, maybe Sasuke has
I
a
just
chance to
hope
come back.
next chapter is like revealing something we don't know.
That Boruto also has.
And not in terms of like Himawari, but like more like Boruto or Sarada, because there's a lot of mysteries about them. Because especially like how Boruto knows all of this stuff. That's kind of like, I don't know.
I after Boruto fled Kawaki, do you think he's heading to like the Shinju right now? Like to fight them, or is he gonna retreat?
No, he's heading
like,
back to the base because
I feel
his
like he's.
karma.
I think he's gonna fight them. I don't think he's gonna
No.
retreat. Especially with
yeah,
like Himawari being targeted. Like
it's like what we
yeah.
saw before. Like they
yeah,
say he
I
needs
don't
to.
think so.
Yeah, they tell him on the front, hey, you need a dip. That one time when he fought Code, they're like, hey, you need a dip, and he didn't dip. What was it like? One of the first chapters, Super Vortex. We first saw Hidari. He stayed for a little bit and then he dipped.
So if let's just say Boruto pulls off right, so it's gonna be Hidari and Jura, and then Sarada and Tsumide are gonna like blow up as well. Like, how's that interaction gonna go down?
I actually
Like,
wonder. Like, I just wonder what Sumire is gonna do because
I
we
want to
just bears
see.
emotional support because I don't think she's much of a fighter. She's more like researcher, like with Amado and stuff.
she's a fighter. She just chooses not to.
wanna see
Yeah, I feel
Ada,
like
though.
I feel like she relies on
With
you.
Bug, Bug. I want to see Ada with Bug. What the hell's Bug
I don't
doing?
know. That's just my personal view. I feel like she has done a lot though. So
Sumire has been like acting as like a spy for Amado. Like that little
yeah,
like
yeah.
that little I'm watching you and you're watching me kind of relationship she has
Yeah.
with Amado. I like that relationship, by the way.
Yeah, like I feel like Sumire and Amado's interactions, they're actually really nice because it feels like suspenseful. I don't know how to like
yeah.
exactly describe it, but there's like a lot of tension between them, like not in like a romantic way, but like it's like it's like really suspenseful. So
I think what might happen is like Spade's gonna pull up. She's gonna see Hidari, and she's gonna be like, "That," and Hidari's gonna be
yeah,
like, "Oh, my target, my target is arrived."
pure, yeah. Dari seems like a lot
Then
like robot like very robot like AI generated.
He's like not as intelligent as freaking Jura.
Yeah, I just wonder
Jura's just
why
like
Jura, out of everyone else, is like so much more intelligent.
You think they could also eat
That's like
Sumire
my biggest question because
with
first of all, he
Nue?
doesn't really have like a reliable identity, like how Matsuri is like similar to like physically, I guess, to Moegi, and how like Hidari is also physically similar to like Sasuke, and then like etc. with Bug. But Jura, like people have said Gara, and I don't really believe that. And
uh,
it just doesn't seem similar to like any character we've seen so far.
um,
So I wonder like how his existence is similar to the Shinjo. Maybe he's just from Ten Tails. I don't know.
You got to remember, Sumire is not affected by Ada. Like maybe she has, maybe it's Nui. I don't know, but I think maybe we'll get some clues soon too. If she's gonna interact with Shinju, they're gonna learn something about her.
Well, when we look at who's affected by omnipotence, we have to look at Sarada because like she does have Nue, like Sumire, but she's also like only half Uchiha. Yet Sasuke was affected, so we can't really say it's her genetics. We can't say she has have like the special chakra. Like we can even say like, oh, she inherited chakra from Indra because Sasuke would he has that chakra too. So like, only thing I can say is Sue and Sarada is not affected because of Ada's bias. She has some sort of bias towards them, and
Yeah,
that's why I think it is.
that's true. Yeah.
Okay, so at the start of the chapter, here's Jura, and he pulls over Hidari and says, "We thought we were chasing Uzumaki Naruto." And he said, "It's a surprise, it's Himawari." All this is already being translated to sensory unit.
Wait, say that again?
So Shikadai is talking to the sensory unit, so they already know what's going on when Jura pulls up. And they're all there, and he's like, "We need Himawari."
Yeah.
For the Nine Tails signature, right? They caught the Nine Tails signature from Himawari, and they literally want to take her. And they instantly, Jura's like, "I like that." And he tries to grab her, and then there goes the team. What was it? Team 10? Is it Team 10? And they just whip it out. And I thought it was like really interesting. They're set up like the cartoon beast mimicry. I thought that was pretty cool from Inojin.
Yeah. I like how they pulled it off.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
It's always fun seeing Gocho.
The thing is that Jura pointed out, and he's like, you guys were really good. And he said they were so good that they did it without talking to each other. It was like instant.
Yeah, it's like it happened reflexively. Like it was like a reflex.
So while this is all going on, Shikamaru is getting all this translated to him through the sensory unit. At the same time, the next panel, page 12, Amano is paying attention to Kawaki. He's watching Kawaki the whole time. So
true.
Yeah.
He doesn't really know who Kawaki is because he knows something's up. Something happened.
You're talking about Amado, right?
Yeah, Amano. Yeah.
I think it's interesting that he has a camera in it,
Yeah.
on Delta's eyes. Like that means the entire time, every time Delta has been like in a scene, we could assume Amado was seeing everything that was happening.
So-called his daughter, Kibi. That's crazy that you say that. That she just Amano's just watching everything.
Yeah, like the whole when she went to like fight Naruto and like caused all that mess with like Kawaki and blew off Kawaki's arm, Amado was probably watching all of that. I mean,
hold on, is Watch Boruto here? Yo, you here, bro?
that means that means when she and when her and Kachin Koji was watching Kawaki fight Garo, Amado could have been watching that too. Dang.
What do you think, Watch Boruto, that Amano could be watching everything through Delta's eyes, which it's pretty obvious that he has been.
Well, I don't know about Delta. Bronco for sure, though. Because Bronco is the new Delta body. The one that we see with the little leaf symbol upside down with a triangle in it.
Yeah.
That one, for sure. That one is Bronco, though. Delta is Delta. Yeah. Because you could tell it's something different. Because the first original Delta, the one that fought Naruto, she had to change her legs to do the little flying thing. It had a little jet stream. But now she flies exactly like the Otsutsuki. No jet stream, no sign of propulsion. Just somehow she can. So if they upgraded that, then most likely they also upgraded her eye thing.
Well, there's also a chance that
even with the original Delta body, like the one that fought Naruto or the one that came back after she fought Naruto, both of those, the thing on the back of her, like on the back of her back, can see. She used that to see the Vanisher Rasengan. So she could already look through her own person, obviously, with the eyes on her head and then the ones in the back. But we didn't see an established link for Amado to look through Delta's body or both eyes. So I'm guessing that must be a new modification put on her with also the flying leg modification.
Well, it could be a modification, or it could have been a feature that was there all along. Like we saw the Delta drone already. So, and that was while she was fighting Naruto. So, like, if that drone had the same exact like eye socket as she had, so we could assume that he's always had a camera in her eyes. This is like it's like too advanced of technology to add. Of course, like the flying, that's advanced. I don't know how she can fly.
I mean, so if you look at the panel, right, where he's like looking through Delta's eyes, we see it's the same type of like drawing for the back, like the back eye or the back drone thingy. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah.
But it's literally the same where it has like the three, waves coming at you.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's different.
I mean,
okay, so the next page 13. This one was one of my favorite pages because it starts off with Orochimaru's hideout, and in the beginning of Shippuden, it also started in the beginning, literally at Orochimaru's hideout. And I remember you can even go back and watch the beginning of Shippuden. Anyone else listening to this, go check it out. The beginning of Shippuden is literally Orochimaru's hideout, and it's like the coolest thing ever. And to have that in Two Blue Vortex is awesome. So
yeah, if you go back and check, because I was watching YouTube videos. If you go back and check like the Naruto Gaiden, the whole Sarada story when they went to Orochimaru's lair, it has the same exact snake like candle lit holding thing that they have in this chapter. They're literally in Orochimaru's lair right now.
oh no, I recognized it for sure. Yeah,
It's awesome.
That's pretty cool. And then at the bottom, the two panels at the bottom, we see Boruto and Koji. And the next panel is a zoom in of Koji's face, and he literally has Sage Mode. He literally has Sage Mode. We see it right here, page 13, chapter 9. So, you think he would have trained Boruto to learn Sage Mode, possibly?
It's possible, but I feel like Boruto's like so overpowered, and Sage Mode I feel like is more like Naruto's type of thing, right? So I don't feel like Boruto would like to learn Sage Mode because he doesn't want to feel like a copy. Not like a copy, but his master is Sasuke, so I feel like he would just learn Sasuke's techniques and try to master those rather than something similar to Naruto or Kashin Koji.
Himawari, 100% to learn it.
Yeah, Himawari.
I'm thinking.
100%.
I'm starting to believe the Two Blue Vortex is literally Boruto and Himawari Like they're literally the two blue vortexes.
No,
off of
I think so
Naruto.
too, because it's two. It's blue. They both have blue eyes, and Uzumaki means vortex. So I don't see how it'd be Kawaki.
It'll be two different stories.
Yeah.
It'll be like Himawari
Yeah.
side of the story and Boruto's.
I feel
I
like
wouldn't mind that.
that's
honestly.
really interesting because having Boruto rather than someone who like, Kawaki. I feel like Ikimoto and Kishimoto, they're both like exploring more of the side characters now. I feel like that's really awesome. And I really love that. So I think it's great if they make Himawari the other blue vortex.
I think it makes sense
Be
because
pretty
like
cool.
if you look at Boruto and Kawaki, they're like not well, okay, at least Boruto, he's not the traditional shonen main character. He's literally like doing his own thing right now. And then
Oh, yeah.
Kawaki's being as edgy as ever. So like Himawari is a perfect person to like fill in that more, like Kid Naruto kind of vibes. Like she's
Yeah.
not gonna be exactly like him, but she gets to fill in that purity, that innocence, that like that the other characters are kind of lacking now because Morta's, he's not edgy. It's just he's different. He's taking after his like it's his sensei.
I mean, that's cool, right? It's like the Sasuke side of Uchiha style, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
So-
we go up to page 16, and we have Jura here, and he says, as I mentioned earlier, we're surprised too, but we need to find out why the situation exists, and we'll at least get one answer by devouring you, Uzumaki Himawari. And she responds with Nine Tails chakra. So it's all being revealed, but it's interesting because they put devouring in bold. Like, I really think that by him saying, I need to eat you, he's like gonna have to literally eat you. Maybe with a tree, maybe with his mouth, just eating you like a cannibal. Whatever it is, he's gonna eat Himawari or attempt to.
I
Will
like
she
that
have to fight
idea.
him? You guys think she'll have to fight him at some point? She's gonna get the courage and stand up.
She'll have to, like, she has to fight him. Like, I don't think there's any question about that, especially since what we've seen this chapter. Yeah, they're definitely going to have a confrontation later on. And I think she'll be strong enough by then to face him. That's my thinking, though.
Yeah, for sure. So he says, Jura says, you've been warned, Shikucho.
Yeah.
Which shows that, like, good job to them. Like, they are the face of the academy, pretty much.
Yeah. And I feel like compared to what we've seen, like in the anime and in like the manga before, like next generations, I feel like the quality of like their teamwork is like really improved, and that can also be shown in like how they fight too. I feel like they just had like a major power boost because honestly, 3v1 on Jura, that's kind of an insane feat. I don't know. That's just me. Because they were able, like, Jura was, you saw in the chapter before, he literally killed like 10 to 20 shinobi, like a dozen of them, just
Yeah.
with one hit. And, Shikacho's like teamwork and stuff.
Did you see when Chocho punched Jura and got his eye?
I love that. I
in the
literally
other
love that so
direction?
much.
That was
Yeah.
crazy. I know in the anime whenever that comes out, that shit's gonna be crazy.
I'm really excited for the anime.
It'll come out in like 2028 or something.
No, I think it's coming. I feel like it's coming after Bleach. After their new arc ends, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. That's my thinking about.
Okay, so on page 19, or let's go to page 18. We have the frog saying, "Link up with, Boruto's entered Konoha," and Shikamaru tunes in, and then we see Kawaki, and he wakes up, and I think it's almost destined that Kawaki and Boruto can, Otsutsuki's travel in pairs of two. I think, and we'll see later, when their karma goes out, they resonated with each other. And I think it's almost like it was destined that Boruto and Kawaki are reincarnates of maybe other types of Otsutsukis or something. Ishiki and whoever.
Angel and Ashra thing.
Yeah. I think it could be like destined that this would happen. But they really resonate. So he wakes up and he says on page 19, Kawaki says, "Quit yapping in my ear" to, what was the name again of the new Delta?
Well, watch Boruto call her Blanco.
Blanco, yeah. He says, "Quit yapping in my ear. The damage is almost fully healed." And she said, "Just because you have near limitless regenerative ability doesn't mean you should be reckless." And that could be Amado talking too.
Through Delta? That's what you're saying?
Through what was it, Bronco?
Yeah. I feel like it'd be easier to call her Delta right now.
Okay. Well, so they say Bronco Delta says to Kawaki where they are, and they say, "Let's go." And he says, "Hold up, we got one other uninvited guest," and it's like, it's like badass. Like the scene's badass. He's like, "We got one uninvited guest." That's great. And then Shikamaru's tuned into all of this, which is crazy. So there's the frog. There's Boruto.
I love how they're posed up that. I like how Boruto pulls up.
Yeah.
So it's so cool.
So it says, look, this page 20, right? Page 20 says uninvited guest at the top, and it's like a zoom into Kawaki. He's all pissed off. And then there's Boruto standing on the building with a toad on the ground, on the roof.
I realized something. Like in each chapter, there's always like some type of pose Boruto does, and it's like really like drawn well. Like I think I forgot it was chapter 6. Chapter 6. He was in the air, and I love that. I literally love that.
It's Uchiha style.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally, it's Uchiha style.
It was so freaking cool. Upside down.
So we see a little panel on page 20, and it shows like Jonins and whoever, like with like the earth going through them. Like it looks like almost like tree roots going through them.
I think they are tree roots.
Yeah, and they're obviously dead. There's blood everywhere.
It's pretty brutal.
And then Shikamaru's talking to Boruto. He says they're on a private line, and he tells him that they were after Himawari, the divine trees. And he says, "It seems that Ninetail's chakra is involved. Ring any bells?" Boruto's tuned in. Koji's tuned in. And we also see Koji's Sage Mode again, like a closer, better look at it. So there's Kawaki standing behind Boruto on the roof. This is page 22. And, he's straight up pulling up on Boruto. He's like, Kawaki literally says, "What are you sneaking around for? And those creepy monsters, they're your friends." And so it's about to be a brawl between Boruto and Kawaki. And then straight into page 24, it's action.
I feel like what's interesting about this page is like how Kawaki's so illusioned by the fact that he forced himself in this position where oh, Boruto's the bad guy, right? When it was all about Momoshiki, I feel like he's like completely disillusioned about him, and I think he almost convinced himself that Boruto himself is the bad person, not like Momoshiki. And I think that's really interesting. It can be shown here pretty clearly.
It's actually really obvious. Like,
Yeah.
he literally, Jura just proved that. Jura just knocked him out. He just proved that he's stronger than him. Jura could be on his way to destroy the village right now. And yet,
He wouldn't care less.
Kawaki, yet he turns around and he says, Boruto's the enemy. He's the true enemy. These are Boruto's friends. And just like, Kawaki, just take a moment to think. Take a moment to think. Because like
There's
Jura,
literally, yeah, there's literally an Otsutsuki like right there in the village, like an actual one, like who literally is wanting to harm Naruto, and all of his focus is on Boruto.
That's not a
I feel like,
Osuski. That's a Ten Tails.
yeah.
well, same thing.
They really try multiple times with Dog and just Free. They want you to know Ten Tails and Osuski, separate things. They need each other. So the Ten Tails is not an Osuski. I mean the
It's not an
Shinju, they're not.
It's
but,
the
like,
same. The danger
same-
level is the same.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
that's what I meant by that.
Shit.
It's just as
Kara
dangerous.
is an Osuski level threat. Any Osuski is Osuski level threat. And then any of the cyborgs, Damon and Ada, Osuski level threats.
But like Jura over here is like he's go over here like knocking out Kawaki with what, one hit? Like like the first thing I would do is say, hey Shikamaru, there's a situation going on here. Hey Boruto, maybe let's team up. No. Let's go have our final battle on this side of the village while Jura destroys that side of the village.
All right, so when we're looking at when they get into combat on page 24, Waki's eye is like full with all the tomoes triangles, and he shoots him with some chakra rods, and then we see a face of Kawaki with his eye, and it looks crazy. There's Bronco, and we see he shoots more, and Boruto just dodges all that shit like easy. And then Boruto literally he's just walking, just leans in to Kawaki while Kawaki's going like full force. He literally
Boruto,
just
like,
punches Kawaki.
It doesn't even look like a punch. It looks like a push.
A push?
Yeah, it's just, no,
Yeah.
I know he punched him, but like it just looks like a push.
Because of how he did it. He just leaned in.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't wind back or anything. He just kind of stepped into it.
He just dodged all that.
Yeah.
And then so they mock Kawaki and say, hi, Kawaki wasn't training that much, whatever. And then Kawaki gets pissed, brings out his karma. We're on page 28. And then Boruto's karma comes out, and the frog talks, the toad, and it says, the karmas are resonating, this is bad. And Boruto has to leave, and it seems like it's pretty serious. Like, he just flies away, which is cool. He just literally just flies away.
Which is, it's pretty cool how Boruto's able to fly as well. That's just pretty cool.
But his karma's resonating with Kawaki's. Like, you got to remember the Osuski's DNA and will is to literally like work together, like power together to feed one another to the Ten Tails. Seems like Kawaki has mastered his, but Boruto hasn't.
Well, that's the thing. Kawaki has always always used the karma. He should be like a master at it by now. Well, Boruto, he's always been like, he's unable to master it because he's been like it's always like a Momoshiki problem whenever he uses it.
Yeah.
So like he probably like spent the last 3 years training everything else but the karma. There might have been like an incident with the karma, but it couldn't have been that bad because if there was like a really dangerous Momoshiki incident, then Sasuke or Kashinkochi shouldn't be alive. Shouldn't have survived it. But yeah.
I mean, what even is there to master? There's not really anything to master, like other than manifesting it and then using it to absorb jutsus.
Well, see,
There's
that's
no
the
other
thing. That's the
mastering of
thing.
it.
When Cole was fighting, well, it's like back to like earlier what we was talking about. Cole, when he was beating up Kawaki, he was like, "Hey, did you know? Once you gain a certain mastery over the karma, you could like tap into that like millennia of experience." Like he was saying that, he was explaining it. Now I don't know if you tap into that experience every time you activate karma, or do you need to like master it? Like I don't know.
Because, like, the only thing is Boruto subconsciously, activates karma while Kawaki consciously, right, does it. Same with absorbing jutsu. When they first tried it, Boruto couldn't even absorb it. I mean, he did, but not really. He wasn't able to do it on purpose. He stuck his hand out and he absorbed it. It burnt his hand a little bit too. So it's just really absorbing in that. And then after that, true essence. And then why would you do true essence, Because all it is the battle experience.
Yeah, see, I thought the true essence was like that is like a true mastery of the karma, and I don't think Boruto could do that on his own.
And if that was the case, then Kawaki wouldn't have mastered it. If true essence is what is the telltale sign of somebody mastering a karma, then Kawaki's never gone true essence.
He's got true essence.
Hell no. True essence is different.
When he fought Momoshiki, remember? That was true essence.
Boruto and Momoshiki. Yeah. I don't know, because that looks like just stage 2. And we don't know, because that's after he got rid of the soul.
Well, true essence is basically the form with the horn on it.
No, that's just Karma V2. That's just second stage Karma. Because Jigen went second stage Karma with the horn. True essence. And not just that, but Boruto didn't even have true essence. I mean, he didn't even have the horn because he broke it. Remember? He didn't even have the stump either, where he broke it at. So true essence is different. All I could tell is the indicator of it is an eye. If your person or your Osusuki had an eye, you're getting the eye with it. But we've never seen Kawaki with just the eye, no horn.
No, you get
all the way
years of experience. You get the previous Osusuki's experience and knowledge.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Fighting experience. That's what Kawaki got.
Experience, and then that's it.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't think he did. I don't feel like he ever does. Because it just don't make sense. How do you have the experience of it, but you don't retain the soul?
Because the data
is fused with his DNA.
Yeah, the data's in him.
Yeah, literally, it's data. Yeah.
Well, no, I feel like that's gonna be the case.
It's like, think of it like this, like muscle memory. Like that's probably like when you use the karma, you're tapping into the Otsutsuki genetics, and like once you tap into the years of muscle memory, and it just kind of your body just kind of moves
no muscle. They're not bodies no more. They're just genetic data.
Boruto has to get rid of Momoshiki before he can do that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
nah, but I'm telling you, I feel like it because of the whole, get rid of the soul, keep the karma as purely a weapon thing with Kawaki. Kawaki ain't going true essence. Because I've never seen it. Literally, he has. He's done Dojutsu, no karma, right? Whenever he was shrinking Code's claw marks in 2 Blue Vortex when he's older. He's done Horn and Dojutsu against Boruto, obviously, when he killed him. He's done Karma, just Karma. And then he's done... What other stages has he shown us? I think that's all that I remember. But I haven't seen Karma, no Horn, and Dojutsu from him yet, if I remember correctly.
Well,
Maybe it's me.
what do you define as true essence?
We don't know. I'm just saying the indicators for what happened in True Essence with Boruto, I haven't seen Kawaki use.
Like what?
Because
You talking
his indicators, Boruto's indicators were Karma all the way around, right? No
Okay.
Horn, not even the stump where he broke it off, right? And then the eye on one side only. I haven't seen that from Kawaki. I've seen him with the horn and everything else, but that's different. That's stage V2 because Jigen went into stage V2 whenever he did the eye and he did the karma and he did the horn.
Well,
So the indicators just don't definitively tell me that Kawaki's ever gone true essence. He could have, but I don't feel like he did because the indicators are off. And that's not a drawing error either. Because in the anime, it was a drawing error. We know that whenever Boruto went true essence. Because there was a bunch of frames where
I want to show
there
you
was
guys
some
something.
frames that had the original design, like just Karma normally, how we first seen it. And then there's the true essence version where it's more, liney. I don't know, what do you call it? And then there was...
Hold on, if we go back to chapter 9, if we look at page... Let's just finish off the chapter real quick. If we look at page 31, Kawaki realizes Boruto can't control his karma. Maybe he has the 1-up now. Jura is watching Shika Inajo, and then suddenly Shikadai uses his shadow paralysis on Jura, and then he starts using his eye to make a bomb. Chocolate bomb.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty badass. It's pretty cool. And then
I love that
literally
panel.
pops out and punches him, pushes him, and he shoots it in another direction. And literally the next panel, page 34, is like a giant explosion. And it's pretty crazy. And that's when Sumire and Sarada decide to show up. And we're probably going to see Sarada run into Hidari now. But now it's on Himawari. Also, I wanted to point out on page 37, Jura says, our target is Uzumaki Himawari. They knew all they had to do was hand her over, but they intend to keep resisting to the bitter end at the risk of death. Hidari says, fools. They don't seem too intelligent because these guys like reading and gaining knowledge. Jura says, that's not true. Something is driving them past their own survival instincts. And he says, whatever that is probably crucial information for us. I think that is feelings of emotion and love, something like that. Emotion that the Shinju don't even have.
The emotion is like probably like emotion of love or like wanting to protect something. I think Jura and Hidari are gonna learn about that emotion soon. But I think
you really
that's what
think so?
I feel like they will. Like, I don't think they're gonna like they're gonna not. I don't think they're gonna like start loving each other or whatever. I just feel like they're gonna understand what's motivating them.
Okay, so Himawari's on Inojin's flying bird creation, and all of Team 10 is there. And Himawari says, you guys need to drop me off. I want to get off this thing. He says, I'll escape on my own. And they're like, what are you talking about? And she says, at this rate, you'll all... And then she suddenly appears in what it looks like inside of herself, or like how Naruto would look at the 10 tails back then, or the 9 tails, with the watery floor. And if you look closely on page 39, her eyes on the right look normal, and then on the left, the next panel over, her eyes are whited out, which I thought was pretty cool piece of detail.
Oh,
and then we get, yeah, you see that? And then we get to the last 2 pages, 41 and 42, and there is Nine Tails, probably Kurama, behind Himawari. It says, good grief, I can't believe that jerk 10 Tails would sniff me out. And I thought it was funny that he had to use his tails to get Himawari's attention. And he says, little girl, you know who I am. She says, you're the Nine Tails, right? And the chapter ends. What do you guys think? I want to know what Watch Boruto has to think too. I really want to know what everyone thinks about this. Is it Kurama? Is it something new? What do you guys think about the new Nine Tails?
Is it a new... I guess if it's Kurama, it might make the story easier and more familiar with us. But if it's a whole new personality, that would be very interesting, though.
I was thinking maybe it could be like a teenage vibe, like a teenager Kurama who's like mischievous. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, the way he talks, though.
When he talks, it sounds like drama. So
Yeah. This
I don't like, even if it was just a little bit, it just, the way he talked sound really similar. So personally, I feel like because of that, it's gonna be Kurama. It's just reincarnated.
I'm like 90% sure it's the Kurama we know, but there is a chance that could be like a different one.
Yeah.
It's like, the thing is, Kurama, like, I don't know who it was that explained that the tail beast will like resurrect once they like die, but like no one's ever said anything about them developing like a new personality or forgetting who they were in the past. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean? The Nine Tails and Minato, they were different. Yin and Yang. Two
They
different
weren't
conscious.
that different.
Bro.
Yeah, they weren't that different though.
They were different though. They were different beings.
Exactly. Similar, not same.
Well, that's a different.
We look at
that's a different
Rin.
thing though.
If you look at Rin, she had the 3 tails, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And then what happened when she died? The 3 tails came back.
Resurrect.
But is it? Well, okay. The thing is that that situation with Minato, the Naitos was split. So like, the reason why it was the one that was in Minato was different and the one that was in Naruto was different is because they both had different lives. So,
Exactly.
but they weren't inherently different. It's just they both experienced different things. You know what I'm saying?
And this is why it's also possible for Boruto to have a 9 tails.
I feel like it's not. I don't think they would have, because Boruto, he has 100% Otsutsuki genes, right? So I feel like that canceled out any Kurama chakra he got from birth.
You mean the overriding?
The thing
they was
is,
overriding.
Yeah, I feel like I think I just overrided it. Yeah.
Oh.
Like all of his chakra reserves, like I feel like it was just overridden by Otsutsuki chakra.
Yeah, because here's the thing, like story wise, giving Boruto Sage Mode and Ninetales. Like, I feel like Mitsuki, like, I'm going a bit further back from, like, the Sage Mode thing. Like, Mitsuki already has Sage Mode, so, like, giving it to both of them makes Mitsuki less unique. And then, same with the Ninetales situation. It's kind of weird for Boruto to have the Ninetales and
I don't
Momoshiki
think it's
talking to
even
him.
that. I feel like because we know Himawari, I think we have already established that she's going to be pretty important in TB to Blue Vortex, and I think we all know she's going to get Sage Mode. So
Yeah.
I don't think it's the Boruto just having Sage Mode and Ninetales. I feel like that's just
It's just
too
give him
overpowered
everything.
because he's going to have Jogan at the same time. Yeah, just he's going to have everything.
Give him
And
everything.
I feel like he should have some limitations. And I feel like
I mean,
him using karma is one of those limitations. And I think that's a really good limitation.
it's not even a
But
reason to have Sage Mode either.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
because you still have to balance it out. To get nature energy to use Sage Mode, you got to balance out your nature
Yep.
energy and your spiritual and physical energy. And just to even take in nature energy to turn into any type of Sage chakra. So you're actively using chakra, actively using the physical and spiritual energies that are making up chakra just to turn into a Sage chakra.
Well,
So you're wasting chakra, and the whole point is that he cannot be low on chakra. It doesn't matter what he's doing, but don't let my chakra reserves go down. They go down, it's over.
Yeah, he's already gonna have to be focused on controlling Momoshiki. So like, if he has to focus on Sage Jutsu too, while trying to control Momoshiki, it's just gonna, because like they already like showed us like in the pain arc that it's hard to like balance karma and the Sage Mode together. So like trying to do the karma like that might be a bit too much for him.
Exactly. And really, it's not even about the chakra reserves. If we look at it, it's not actually really about chakra reserves. It's about willpower. And I know it's about willpower because, you were talking about what emotion the Shinju are gonna, like, they're looking at discovering. Y'all said emotions of love, or I said teamwork. I just thought about it. It's willpower. It got to be willpower. Because what is willpower? It's a conscious thing, right? You're consciously trying to, I got to do this, or whatever the objective is. And they are looking at subconscious instinct right now, the Shinju. So if they're trying to get answers from Naruto, Naruto has to have something more than anybody else, right, for that answer of the question of whatever they're looking for. And I'm guessing it's willpower, because what does Naruto have? He says it every time. The Will of Fire Ninja. What's his name completely? I forget the whole like nickname that he has. It's like the yellow, no, not the yellow, the unpredictable orange something. Orange Ninja with the Will of Fire. So I'm guessing it's just willpower. And in the anime, I forget which episode it was in completely. I think it might have been like 53, around that area. When Urashiki attacks Gaara in the train and he takes his chakra, he grabs it, pulls it out. It's red to signify it's his, right? Because every person has a different red color chakra. And then he says, "Ooh, is this what y'all call a will?" So even the Osuskis don't know about a willpower. So if the Osuskis don't know, and then the Shinju are trying to find answers that an Osuski, by eating an Osuski, won't give them, right? Because that's why they were like, stand down, Kawaki. We're going to eat you later, basically. Then it has to be something that people, Osuski and Shinju, don't have, and that's willpower. What y'all think?
I wanted to point out chapter 7, page 30. Boruto says to Ino and Shikamaru, Lord Seventh is alive and safe. He says, my mom stops. He stops himself and says, his wife too. So it seems like Boruto realizes he's fully Otsutsuki, and he has figured out where they are, and they know. So I thought that was a really important thing.
I thought that was just for omnipotence, not to erase them again. Because they're insinuating that omnipotence is about to just erase whatever they're about to learn. That's why it doesn't work whenever Sarada
They
does
did
it.
say that. They did say
So
that,
I'm thinking
but I mean,
him trying to just say his wife instead of my mom is to not trigger it. Be like, oh, they're getting too close to the truth. Erase or change it up again.
You really think it's gonna go that far?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, that's the only other reason why Boruto is speaking how he's speaking to Shikamaru.
It's not Boruto's actual reality. It's not his reality.
Exactly.
He's no whole
Because if we're
different
thinking,
thing, dude.
if the reality is that Shikamaru thinks everything Kawaki did, Boruto did, then the way Boruto is talking to him is how Kawaki was talking to Shikamaru. Remember when they were locked in the house after Naruto disappeared because Jigen teleported him away? He said, "You want proof? I'll get you proof," and then he did. He, absorbed his shadow paralysis, and they left. Team 7 and Kawaki went to go to the other dimension, fight Boro. So it's always not a standoffish, but basically a standoffish attitude that Kawaki had to Shikamaru, even before he was Hokage. Now, it's Boruto supposed to do that, because it's his, reality. His truth is that Boruto did what Kawaki did. So he should act the same way. And better double down on it, because Boruto was there to witness it.
So you
Literally,
you think
he was arguing.
you think he's trying to act like Kawaki and this and that, and then when he actually fixes the omnipotence, it'll look like Kawaki was the same.
Yep.
So he should just try not to ruin time.
He's trying not to make them forget that they realized omnipotence is happening. I mean, they didn't realize omnipotence completely, but they figured something out. They're like, something is up.
They realized the effects of omnipotence.
That's why whenever Ino brought the little data mission logs up to Shikamaru in his office, first off, they didn't show us which mission. That's a big thing. That's a Chekhov's gun, meaning we're going to come back to that, and it's going to be important. Possibly because of what I'm talking about, where if they look into how exactly it's different, it's going to trigger, and then boom, erase. They're going to forget. That's why even Sasuke wasn't talking to Boruto like that. He said before he, fought Code, he said, "I don't know what's going on, but I think I figured it out, and I think it's something only you and you and Sarada could fix." So it's not trying to get more information for Boruto. It's just he's telling him what I know, so that it doesn't work. That's what I'm thinking.
But they have physical proof, and the mission most likely says Team 7, Boruto, Mitsuki, Sarada, and they have physical, real proof that what they know is not true. And then
what did they say? What did they say about it whenever Sarada and Sumari were talking in chapter 2, I think it was?
I don't know.
They were saying that even physical proof doesn't work. They just say
chapter 2?
Boruto, I think it was chapter 2 or 1. One of the first two. Where she's out of the helicopter. Oh, it was chapter 1 actually.
Was it?
Yeah, chapter 1. She was like, even physical proof don't work. They just think Kawaki is his son. So the physical proof don't matter. That means that they probably looked at it already, and then the omnipotence thing reverted. Nope. Cross that out of your mind. You still have it, it's still a thing there. It's still a physical thing, but you're just gonna think otherwise. It's literally a think otherwise method. If you get information put to you,
think Boruto will be able to reverse it?
Oh yeah, definitely. He's an Otsutsuki. Otsutskis, they could do whatever. There's nothing I'm putting past an Otsutsuki that in terms of ability that they could do, especially since the plot demands it, the story demands it. So
Yeah.
at least for now, we don't know if it's actually demanding it, because I'm always of the mind that by the time he gets like way down the line in the story, but by the time he gets the ability or gets the chance, opportunity, whatever, to reverse it, he ain't gonna. That's what I think, but that's just me. Further down the line, but with Kurama, I don't think that's Kurama. It's just
could
too
totally
little
be.
character.
Yeah, it could totally be another Ninetales.
Yeah, and what would you even call that one? Kurama? Like how
No
Himawari
way,
also-
dude.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
that'd be funny. And call back to
Kurama.
'93. Kurama.
I start laughing really hard.
Actually, it would be
Calls him
it'd be a good
Ninetales.
gag moment.
That would
Good
get
gag
so
moment.
annoying
Break
in
up
the
the
anime.
suspension. No, that was in the
When-
novel, '93.
No, I said
Episode
like
93 when he got the.
no, like
the
if
thing.
they were like no, like let's just say that that's what they went with, and like the anime gets adapted. We're in a serious situation. They're like, "Hey guys, where's Karama?"
Oh,
I mean, so
no,
weird.
that would definitely be just Himawari's
Oh
little
my
nickname.
god.
Because even Naruto, like, really only the Jinchuriki knows the real name. You could tell him that later. That's what Naruto did with
Naruto
Kurama and
always
all the other ones.
Naruto always called Jiraiya Kirby Sage, right? Even
Exactly.
in serious situations. So I feel like it wouldn't be that bad once you get used to it.
And it'd just be cool.
It's like a funny reference.
Yep. But nah, cause like I don't know if it is or if it ain't. I don't even care, because the bigger question is, why was he hiding? So up until that point in chapter 9, why was he hiding? And from who, if anybody?
It depends on when he manifested.
I think he was
You
hiding
know?
from the Tentails, like the Shinju, and I feel like I don't know. I feel like if he were to reveal his existence, it'd be a big threat.
Exactly.
I think it was a smart move for him to
Exactly. But
Steal his-
say the big threat wasn't there, he would have still been hiding.
I mean, I would have been hiding too.
So it seems-
Like,
Because really, Kurama is not a threat to Kawaki, right? It's just a 10-tailed beast. He could win against Kurama, even if it was older Naruto's version. But it's not a threat because he's not threatening Naruto. It's Kurama, so he's no threat to anybody. He's no threat to anybody. So no reason to hide, I would think.
So,
But there's a reason.
well, I guess that will be revealed next chapter, because it seems like
Exactly.
it's like it feels like he contacted her on his own, you know? Because the first thing he says is, "Good grief, I can't believe that Jartinto's sniffed me out." So it sounds like he's about to tell her what to do next.
Yep.
You know? Oh god, you know
Oh,
how I
no.
am.
Whatever
Like,
Kurama is planning,
you know, be
he
crazy.
better have the- What?
Because like Minato, think about Minato. As soon as he was brought back in the war, he was able to use the chakra cloak. Like, what if literally next chapter we get to see Himawari use a chakra cloak? You know,
I mean, they were
crazy.
that would be insane. That would be like,
and the
what the hell?
version of
you know, he goes, "Hey, use me to run away," or something like that, and she activates it and just starts like speeding off. That'd be so cool.
hey, Minato was fighting his version or his half of the Kurama in the Reaper Death Seal. So it seems he just probably fought it, and then just like how Boruto, just like how Naruto fought it and then took over, right? He's like, "Oh, now I can use your power."
Well, you don't have to fight it though. Like, all you have to do is say, "Here."
Yeah, all you have to
Here
do
you
is
go.
agree to it. They just have to
Yeah.
agree to it. But I'm saying Just like how
So,
Naruto
like-
fought it, and they agreed because the fight shows Naruto really will try to take all the hatred out the world or whatever they told him, and out of Kurama. It's gonna be the same for the Minato, but
because she was just talking about splitting off and running away from them, so I could 100% see Kurama like letting her power so that she could like run away. Like that'd be pretty
yeah,
cool.
I mean he did it already, right? With Baryon
Yeah.
mode, they were in a dire situation. We need to do it. Let's do it.
Oh, if that happens next chapter, Himawari in the cloak will be the cover 100%.
Nah, they never
I
do
feel
it
like-
like that. They
I think
always
it's
do one
Kurama.
after.
I feel like it's Kurama. I'm just gonna say it right here because
Yeah, it's probably Kurama.
It could be Kurama.
chapter 8 was Jura, and the end of chapter 7 was Jura. So I feel like
Exactly.
obviously it's not consistent, but they're just
They do it one
I feel like-
neighbor.
yeah, exactly. I don't know who else they would do. Why would they do Himawari again?
So whatever the
Like, we're just
cliffhanger
gonna
or
make
whatever
sense.
the biggest thing about the previous chapter is, they'll do it for the cover. That's how I've been looking at it, and it's been consistent in that, like Boruto. The first one is Boruto because Boruto's Boruto, obvious. Then the second one is Sarada because the first chapter was basically a bunch of Sarada stuff. And the third one was who? Himawari. But Himawari wasn't in chapter 3 as her first thing. It was in chapter 2. She was training in chapter 2. So it's one back. Whatever we see, it's one back. So Kurama definitely about to be it. I wonder if they're going to pose him on all fours or in an attack,
All fours. That's crazy.
What?
What you mean? It's a fox. It's always on all fours.
Like I don't know. Like it's gonna be like a bunny, like sitting down like a bunny or something.
Yeah. He has longer arms and legs. Like he be like that.
So
But,
next chapter, potentially Kurama could lend Himori power, Hidari could bump into Sarada, and then Boruto could encounter Jura. I feel like that can all happen next chapter.
Nah. Because the next chapter is chapter 10, right?
Yeah.
Boruto
Yeah, chapter
encounters
10 is the
Momoshiki.
I don't know. But
Momoshiki,
chapter
that
10
can
is the
happen.
middle of a volume, right? It's from 9, 10, 11, and 12. 12 is the end of the volume.
12 is the
will be the
end?
cliffhanger. Yeah.
Okay.
It's volume 3. 12 will be the cliffhanger. And every cliffhanger has always been big, right?
Okay.
Volume 2, chapter 8. What was the cliffhanger of chapter 8? I forgot. Was it Jura?
It was Jira finding Himawari and saying, "Why is Nine Tails here?" Like
No, chapter 8
It's
before this one.
that was chapter 8. Yeah,
I thought it was
I'm pretty
chapter 8.
sure.
I'm tripping.
Yeah, we're on chapter 9 right now.
but
Okay, well,
he was talking about like
yeah.
the end
So,
of volume 2.
oh,
so.
yeah, you're right. I remember. It was the pose, and yeah, I
Yep,
remember that
yeah.
now. So that's a big cliffhanger. Then the previous one, chapter 4, right? We know what the end of that one was. It was the gotcha. And then he locked on, not literally, but like he locked on to where he's supposed to teleport. And then chapter 5, boom, he teleports in. So it's
Exactly.
always been and even in Naruto Next Generation, part 1, they always do at the second chapter of a volume. So chapter 10 in this one, in this volume. And then also on chapter 12, it's a big cliffhanger. The first cliffhanger, or the first middle part of the volume, is going to be a lesser of a cliffhanger than the end of the volume. Obviously, that's just obvious storytelling. Just, cliffhanger at the end of the volume, so they buy the next one. Business, But I don't think it's going to be nothing big on this one. It's a chapter 12 I'm looking forward to, and that chapter 12 is definitely going to be Momoshiki. It's going to be his
Right.
karma resume.
You heard it here first. Chapter 12 will be Momoshiki. So we're gonna actually we're gonna be
Whoa,
wrapping
whoa,
up.
whoa! Hold
I'm
on.
just playing.
Chapter 12 is the cliffhanger. 13 is Momoshiki,
Okay.
because that's how
Okay.
they do it.
So
I feel like it would be Mango Kyo's Sharingan. I don't think it would be personally. With the
I
setup
I mean,
we
why?
have.
That,
So we're wrapping up the podcast now. I want to thank everyone that came here. Thank you for showing up. If you've got this far in the podcast, please check out the Spotify. We're on YouTube now. The website too. So we're actually number 3 and number 2 on Google, depending on your search engine or how you search it. I don't know, but we're either number 2 or number 3. So it's awesome. But thank you everyone for coming. Make sure you check out the website. If you want, drop a comment, what you think. Join the Discord and help give us some like topics we can talk about. And yeah, thanks for coming, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.